So, on the question of how do I deal with pressure? Peer pressure, first of all, is something that is not going to go away anytime soon. It is something that is very constant with life. You know, so talking about peer pressure, it is something that is very constant, particularly with young people. You would always encounter peer pressure. So let's remove the pressure, first of all, of thinking about it. So it's something that is very common. So peer pressure can be handled by, first of all, asserting yourself. Now, whenever you get into a new environment or you get into a new relationship, you have friends, you get into a new school, assert yourself. Define who you are. Don't hide your identity. If you're a child of God, carry it. Express who you are. If you have certain values, let's say you go by the value of discipline, integrity, love, care, whatever it is, punctuality, bring it on. Self-respect, bring it on the table. Let people know what you stand for. Again, nip it at the bud. Be the one. Be on the offensive side rather on the defensive side, because when it comes to peer pressure, it's always because we are on the defensive side, so people are pressuring us. But when you allow yourself to be the one putting out the pressure, like waging the war literally, so you wouldn't have to be struggling with someone trying to influence you to do something you do not want to do. Then finally, you need to understand that peer pressure doesn't stop anytime soon. And one thing I need you to know is that the people pressuring you today may not be in your life in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years. So if you should allow yourself to succumb to their pressure, by the time you are dealing with the consequences of the things they pressured you into doing, they must have been on their way, like they must have disappeared into thin air. For instance, someone pressured you to have a boyfriend, and before you know it, you're pregnant. Before you know it, you've done abortion. Before you know it, you've lost your womb. In the next 10 years, when you'll be struggling to get a baby, they are on their way cruising with life. They may not even care about who you are. So one question you should always ask yourself when someone pressures you to do what you don't want to do, ask yourself, will this person be able to take the consequences with me? Number one. Number two, will this person be able to go all the way? Do they have a role to play in my future, in my next 5, 10, 20 years? And if they don't, that's the wrong person to take advice for. So take it from me, peer pressure never stops. It's a journey that you are on a journey that you always encounter peer pressure. So you should be willing and ready to deal with it anytime, any day. And don't forget that I love you now.